Okay, welcome to Beers and Board Games Hostage Negotiator. The fate of the innocent is in your hands. There's a solo play game, and if you can just see that, a nice little bit of artwork on the front, if a little bit scary, obviously not for kids, by Van Ryder Games. So I'm going to give you a quick brief overview of the entire game. You're going to decide whether you like it or not, and if you don't, well, too bad, so sad, and if you do, you're probably going to go and buy it. Basically, it is exactly what it says on the tin. I'll tip this up here. So you are a hostage negotiator, and you've got to talk down your average run-of-the-mill nutters before they kill these little people here who represent real human beings, which you don't want to see slotted. This is the guy or the girl, because there's one character in here who's hysterical. She just looks like a woman who's a donkey on the edge. But I've chosen this guy here, who is a real life terrorist, Arcane Masua. So this is the guy I'm going to be working with first of all. He's a nutter, obviously, otherwise he won't be in the game. He has here, he has 7 hostages, and his threat level starts at 4. The thing about this guy is that he also has a henchman. So you don't, once you get rid of him, his henchman comes into play. There's a backstory here for Arcane. He's a bit of a knob, basically, no uncertain terms. Turns out he was the leader of some terrorist organization, and one morning he gets up and goes out to the supermarket for some hobnobs. I'm making this up, by the way, and cornflakes. And when he comes back, the SWAT team has gone in and killed all of his little chums, which has really pissed him off. I'm surprised he's only on a threat level of 4. It probably should be higher. Anyway, so he's decided to go on a rampage, and he's come back, and he's seriously pissed off, and he's taken 7 hostages from an office works, and he's not an office works, an office. So that's basically what's happened, and it's my job to talk him down using these cards. I get my own little hand of cards here, which are, they can see they've got a 0 in the bottom, and these are my initial deck. And I've got things like, hey guy, what's your demands? Keep cool, small talk. And basically the idea is that I use these cards, I don't know if you can see that because it's a bit reflected on the thingy. I use these cards to negotiate with him. If I roll the dice, and here are the dice, they have different size to them, obviously. This is a 6, which is a success. There's a 4, which means you can use 2 cards to get a success, and 5 and 6 obviously are absolute successes, and the rest of them, 1, 2 and 3, are nothings, they're blanks. Roll 2 dice. And if you get 2, you can take down the guy's threat level. So you go over to here, and you can go down 2 if you get 2 successes. You also get what's called conversation points, which are these things here. So once you get one of those conversation points, you can then begin to move the conversation dial, which is up here on the board, the blue spot, and they can move up. The more of these you get, the more cards you can pick up. So they start here at 1, and they go all the way up to 8. In which case you should just basically lose the plot, send all the units in, and kill him basically. But don't mess it up, because otherwise he escapes out the back window of the toilet, and the game is over. So that's a nice little mechanic there with the deck building, and then you sort of draw back up to your full hand and all that sort of stuff. So what you see over here, he's got a major demand and an escape demand, and it's good at the beginning to get to know what those things are. Might be that he wants cake or pizza or I don't know, some stupid stuff like that. And then he might want weapons. Like this guy wants weapons, so he can start rebuilding his army. And his escape demand might be he wants to go out of a helicopter and whatever. So the game is very clever. It works like this. So you have the 10 of these terror cards, and then the final one is a pivotal event. So it's almost like a timer. So when you get down to this point, it's all going to go pear-shaped if you haven't done something about it. All right. So the terror deck works at the end of the turn. So the turn works this way. I get first of all to play cards from my hand, and I can play as many as few as I want, and then they're discarded. At that point then, I get to see how many conversation points I've got, and if I've got lots of conversation points, I can buy new cards, and then those cards go into my hand, and so on and so on. Then I pull the terror event, which could be, like you've pissed me off so much by talking nonsense, I'm going on a rage, and I'm just going to literally kill somebody. So the idea is that the win condition is that I have to get half of them out and kill him and his henchman in the process, or basically capture him. One of the two. So you have your conversation points, which start from a -4 and go all the way around. And you get these by using these cards, like I said before, and then at the bottom of each card there's a number here, so that will cost you 4. And you can get those by playing Keep Cool and getting the hostage taker to calm down, basically. So your idea is you want to get as many of these people up here, and you don't want to lose anybody. So if more than 4 are killed on this character, the game's over. The board bit is quite interesting here because I'm going to show you the threat level. So you can see that the main character, he is on 4 at the moment. And when you talk him down, so for example, if I talk him down, so I'm going to try and hold the camera, down to here, any more rolls that you get that would reduce the threat level, then start to take out hostages and take them outside rather than just take them out. And so that's a really nice way. So also at this point, if he's on S, he's basically your best mate, and you get 3 dice. If he's here on a 4, he doesn't like you very much, but he doesn't hate you either. But once you start getting to here, he thinks you're a complete dick and will start killing the hostages at any time that you push him over the edge with another failed roll. So you want to really, I thought really early on, you want to try and get him down, get the threat level down, and also get your points up. And that's pretty much the game in a nutshell. That's all there is to it. So it's just a little flavour of the game. And there are other run-throughs. You can see Rado does a run-through you can have a look at. But I really like the game. So that's it.